Welcome to another episode of Security IQ. This is Elisa Mula. Say hello, Min.
Hi, everybody. It's Min. How's everybody doing?
Big announcement. Min is getting her dishwasher tomorrow. Yay!
6 months of no dishwasher. And it's killing me because I'm washing my hands. Anyway, this is the simple joys of things in life. Let's just put it that way.
So today we have with us Bridget Truxillo, and I have two super duper important things I want Bridget to talk about. First, Bridget, I want you to introduce yourself to our audience and tell them a little bit about your new initiative, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and tell them how they can find you. Go.
Well, hi. Thanks, Elisa and Min. It's fun to be with you guys. I love you both. You are very entertaining.
In what way?
My name is Bridget Truxillo. I'm an attorney and I'm a former law enforcement officer. I've been an attorney for about 13 years. I spent a lot of that all of that in litigation. And what I recently did is left that to finally give back to law enforcement, which is something that I've felt truly passionate about ever since leaving over 13 years ago. The business I started is called the Law
Hold on, I gotta stop you right there. You weren't just like regular old law enforcement. You were on the freaking SWAT team, correct?
That is true. Yes. So I started in patrol like all law enforcement officers do, and then I went into the undercover narcotics unit. So I joke around and say that I bought crack for a living, which I literally bought crack almost every day. And then overlapped with the SWAT team. So I was the only female member of the SWAT team. I did that for about 2.5 years until I left to go to law school.
That is awesome. Okay, sorry, continue.
It's pretty interesting. In fact, I think we have next week might be Friday the 13th, and I could tell you a story some other time about one day, Friday the 13th, and we had a search warrant and a hostage situation and a jewelry robbery all happening at the same time. That was an interesting Friday the 13th.
That's so for the next segment, definitely.
No, yeah, but that's not Friday. Thankfully, it's not Friday the 13th next week. We got to find a Friday the 13th right now. I'm looking at my calendar.
Every Friday the 13th, and heaven forbid it might be full moon that day too, is not a day you would want to be law enforcement.
August is Friday the 13th.
And drink your Gatorade that day because you're going to need it.
Crosses.
So I started this business called the Law Enforcement Legal and Wellness Program, which is a very, very unique combination of legal support services and wellness tools. So legal support services, what that means is I know when I was a cop, when I was making $27,500 a year, I could not afford to talk to an attorney. There were times I wish I could have, and I really could have used some advice, but I wouldn't have been able to pay for an hour. And then the wellness tools is also because I had those very unique, intense experiences of not just law enforcement, but the narcotics and the SWAT team, and especially being a female in that role, that taking advantage of having wellness tools available and things like, it sounds simple, but they make such a big difference. Yoga and meditation and mindfulness tools and things like essential oils to find ways to rebalance your mood would make a huge difference in being able to handle the rigors of law enforcement, which even if you take away the challenges of it being a female on the job, it's a very, very stressful and thankless job with all new ever-present stressors of the racial injustice issues that are out there now. So
right. So today more than ever, no matter what side of the fence you might be on in your views of law enforcement, I think that, there's plenty of good guys out there and they all need our support. So this is an unbelievable effort on your part. Well done. For sure. And tell everyone how they can find you.
Thank you. That's so we do have a website. It's LELWP.com, the Law Enforcement Legal and Wellness Program. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. So we're building the more and more videos about YouTube, which is a good place to go to get videos about just little snippets of explaining what the program's about and how we're different. Like, for example, we're not a union. I don't intend to compete with unions, and I don't want the law enforcement officers to leave their union to be in our program. I joke around and say we're like the Aflac of insurance. So if you pay for Aflac, you're not going to cancel your health insurance because they don't do the same thing. We bolster that. We provide more support. We provide confidentiality to give law enforcement officers the support that they might feel that they're missing.
And you
but-
speak their lingo, so
And- right.
you get where they're coming from.
Right. I mean, I've lived it. I've done it. I know what it's like. I know. I mean, it doesn't have to be about work stuff. I mean, the legal support services, it's called the Legal Protection Program.
Okay.
And you can book a 30-minute call with an attorney and talk about anything. You want to start a business because you don't make enough money. Your wife wants to start a business. You have child custody issues. You want me to review your will. I can, any of that. I'm not going to represent you for the rate that you're going to be paying. So I'm not going to go file your divorce. I'm not going to go file your lawsuit for you. I can do that. It's just not what the membership covers. But a lot of times it's not what you need. You just need to talk to an attorney to get advice. Or like me back then, when I felt like, for example, on the days when I made a mistake and I got 500 mountain climbers and the guy that made the same mistake didn't, like, I really wish I could have talked to an attorney to say, hey, is that fair? Is that legal? Can they do that? Or when my SWAT commander says to me multiple times, you're only on this team because they made me put you on there, and then combine that with everything else that's happening. Like, was there something I could have done about that? I didn't know, and I didn't want anybody to know if I was asking. So you can find this with lots of information and videos about what we have to offer on basically all social media except Twitter. I'm not on Twitter or TikTok. That sounds fun. Maybe I'll do some TikTok stuff later, but my place.
TikTok or Tik? I don't know. The talkers.
Yeah.
The talkers.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is my second question for you to end this segment. I want you to show us your 3M sticky board. I think this is so important. It's such a great tip. Law enforcement, not law enforcement, for everybody. I love this idea, and I think the rest of the world should know about it.
Thank you. I'll scoot over just a little bit in my home office here. I actually got this idea from, and I'll totally plug this guy, Law Enforcement LEO Family Fitness on Instagram. I love following this guy for his the wellness journey that he and his entire family have been on, but he's a law enforcement officer. So if you can see this at the top of it, it says, I feel most loved when you ... So it says mommy, daddy, and I have 3 kids, Rosalie, Charlie, Dave. So we each had our own Post-its. So I was the orange. So I wrote one. Maybe, you know what? I should have written one for myself too, just so you know. I feel
Maybe
most
that's
loved.
what you do this on today.
No, the day's not over. I'm gonna go write one for myself. But my daughter, which was so sweet, she'll be 10 soon. She wrote that she feels most loved when mommy supports me with what's going on in my life. And my daughter, who's almost 10, wrote that, and I just wanted to pat myself on the back. But what the post, and I'll share it on Instagram soon. The point of it being that it's really great to hear from others around you, like how you might not know what, like the simplest little things that you're doing to make somebody else feel loved. And very easy to put on a small Post-it note about, that's so simple. And the only person that hasn't done it yet is my husband, but he's going to.
How are you going to get him to? And I'm
Oh,
teasing.
wow. He will.
Dave's a good guy. I'm sure he's going to come.
He is a good guy, mostly because he has 2 daughters that are wrapped around his finger. And wrapped around his, you get what I'm saying. So he will write it for them.
Okay.
And with my son, he'll do it for so I have 2 daughters and a son. And so he'll do it for all of them. And so he has to do it for me. That's only fair.
Oh, he's going to. Well, look, the only comment and advice I have is happy wife, happy life. Just remember that. Just saying, happy wife, happy life. Always remember that.
Actually, Min, for you, I think it's happy Shiba Nu right behind you, and then happy life.
Well, you didn't hear him snoring before. I was thinking to myself, oh, that's a really cute snore, because he was really, I think he was dreaming and snoring at the same time, the Shiba Inu. Yeah, he's
So
my
funny.
He's my little prince. He follows me everywhere. Unfortunately, with COVID, he's been attached to the hip. So
Aww.
yeah, no, he's my little boy.
Well,
anyway,
this was a really good segment. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Bridget, for joining us. We are
Yes.
definitely going to have you
Thank you
back
for
on
having
for another segment. And I definitely want to hear that Friday the 13th story. So everyone out there, tune in, and we will see you on the next show.
take
Bye,
care,
everyone.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.